going on, Jerome? Beautiful Tuesday. Birds are chirping and stuff. It's time for another Vikings news dump. So, of course, it just seems like whenever we get anything good with this franchise, just like something happens. But seemingly, nothing serious, with JJ McCarthy. But yesterday, right before Vikings night practice, more of a walkthrough, but night practice, Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell announced that JJ McCarthy was not going to practice on Monday night, as well as his availability for the joint practices ahead of the Cleveland preseason game was up in the air due to a right knee soreness. And Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gershman, O'Connell said he has no reason to think this is beyond a routine situation at this point. Unclear if McCarthy will travel to Cleveland for joint practices. He's been slated to get increased first-team reps per O'Connell. And that's what kind of stinks too. Because O'Connell, I'm sure, was planning to have him with the ones at night practice in front of the fans. Like, O'Connell definitely knows how to work the crowd, and we were denied the gorgeous JJ to JJ connection, is what it is. But like we said, it does seem like this is way more precautionary, and Kevin O'Connell has definitely been cautious with injuries. Respect that. Ben Gessling-Strib. O'Connell on McCarthy, quote, he could have continued playing. I kind of reached a good rep number there, right around 30 snaps that I kind of wanted to get from him. And obviously he had a really positive performance, so we're trying to figure out when it happened. But he just came in Monday with some routine soreness that a lot of guys after their first preseason game come in with. And it was something that we want to be smart about at this point, end quote. Now, players reported into the training room a little bit later on Monday because of the night practice versus a normal afternoon training camp practice. So hence the timing of the announcement. And O'Connell was doing media, like he was on the Pat McAfee show. It didn't seem like anything was bugging him per se. And when we talked about McCarthy, it didn't seem like anything was amiss. So knocking down all the wood. Hopefully this is completely precautionary. And frankly, hopefully McCarthy gets some work in joint practices against Cleveland. I think that would be good for him, as well as obviously we'd love to see him in preseason game number 2 at the Factory of Sadness. But again, why is this team like this? Why is this team like this? We just have this moment of glory where Kevin O'Connell just staring at his son and the cats and the cradle and the silver spoon. But anyways, hopefully 9 will be good to go. He'll be fine. If you just say it over and over again, it'll be true. There we go. Also, fellow first-round pick Diamond Dallas Turner, the other first-round rookie who starred at the first preseason game on Saturday. So he was out of practice, and from what I've gathered, O'Connell didn't say anything about Turner, and who knows, but Kramer Strib. Vikings night practice being held at TCO Stadium. No McCarthy or Dallas Turner, who's watching drills in a sweatshirt after playing Saturday. Aaron Jones, Jonathan Grenard, Jerry Tillery all practicing after being held out recently. Now, I obviously hope this is just more, hey, this was his first NFL game, and his bodies get dinged up and all that stuff, and precautionary, just giving guys rest days. But I don't know, it really is telling that you've had a really physical training camp if the two youngest guys on the team are getting rest days. I don't know, man, but hopefully everything will be good to go. And in terms of the night practice, the main highlight was the Sam Darnold pick 6 to AVG. So there you go. A guy, Sean Borman, actually called him Sam Bradford, which is kind of funny, man. Yeah, but I think all I saw was Sam Darnold touchdown. Happens, man. But I think it speaks more to the prowess of AVG. AVG can get down, man. There's a reason why Flores wanted him here. There's a reason why Dolphins fans were really bummed that AVG was gone. He can play off ball, he can play on the edge, he can cover, he can rush, he can set the edge against a run. It's going to be good, man. It's going to be good. Speaking of good, all right, so, also on the pick, Darnold was just staring down Justin Jefferson. AVG was in the lane. It's kind of funny, man. But the gloriousness. I'm going to tell my kids this was Chris Carter and Randy Moss in their primes, respectively, together. It'd be good, man. But again, these two can be the best wide receiver duo in the National Football League. Jefferson is obviously wide receiver 1. I think Addison will be wide receiver 1 on a lot of teams in his own right. But if Addison can stay on the straight and narrow and just take his cues from Jefferson and just put in that work and be great on the field, I think these two could do something very, very special here, especially with JJ McCarthy. That doesn't get talked about enough, how perfect this situation is for McCarthy in the future. Anyways, Yeah. Also of note, so Vikings offensive line lining up and getting in some work. So a couple guys held out. I believe 69 Diamond Dan Feeney was given a Veteran Day. Also Michael Juergens was not out there, number 65. He, after that field goal block, our guy, baby make it smooth like lotion, Michael Juergens might be in Siberia. Or he's off learning Chinese or something, man. But it is important to note that Reisner 66 is back in the works. Also, he's back working at right guard because Ed Ingram, I don't know. I just don't know, man. Like, if I could find a place where I could wager good jelly beans that Ed Ingram would not be starting week 1, I think I might do it. Because Brando looks really damn solid left guard, not going to lie. And there's a reason why Reisner, even though he's played left guard throughout his entire 5-year NFL career, they've been making a concerted effort to get him a lot of right guard reps because I think they know. Man. Also, fan favorite pictured here, along with the mascot, but Levi Drake Rodriguez got a great ovation from the fans. Like we said, first preseason game, first training camp, night practice, like he's going to become a fan favorite and he's going to be like a folk hero right away. And you love to see it, man. I think that LDR is going to get some significant work as a rookie, and it's going to be great. Some of it wasn't great. So we brought this up in previous years. Like, why don't they stream the night practice on like Fox 9, Fox 9 Plus? They could do it online for out-of-market Vikings fans. I don't know. Like, they literally have the infrastructure, and it feels like the bulk of the league streams their night practice or family night or scrimmage night or whatever. It just seems like it'd be easy. Like I know the KFan does like an audio version of it. Just slap a camera up there. Doesn't even have to be anything fancy. It could be a 2-camera setup. Anyways, that's just me complaining about things. But although I feel like we got more power as a people because I feel like we bullied the team into signing Reisner last year, and we're very close to bullying them into signing Gilmore. Now, just bully them into streaming. Actually, stream every practice. Go ahead. Why the hell not at this point? Also, speaking of Gilmore, so Kevin Collins said that the Vikings had, this is from Kevin Seifert, ESPN News, not Carl Gershman. Vikings had a really positive visit with free agent cornerback Stephon Gilmore today, per Kevin O'Connell, but no immediate signing. Referred to the visit as a sneak preview of the culture that Gilmore would be joining if it works out. And I understand, like Gilmore's weighing his options right now. I'm sure that there's other teams interested in his services and maybe trying to just get a little bit more cash. That's fine. Also, you probably want some assurances that he would be starting. And frankly, I think that he would start with the Vikings. I think it would be him and Griffin on the outside, Murph in the slot, and then Caleb Evans, Dwight McLaughlin waiting in the wings. But it's kind of funny, man. So Vikes fan page put this together from the Skull Show. Someone asked, Brian Flores, how did the visit go with Stephon Gilmore? And Flores, big old grin, is excited. I mean, Gilmore is his guy, and I feel like whatever Flores wants, Flores gets. And that's not a bad thing at all, man. I love it. So I actually think that this thing gets done. All right, and there's some fans like pissing them off, like, Stephon Gilmore is going to be 34. He's over the hill, blah, 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 blah. His contract's probably going to be about 9, 10, 11 million bucks, and he instantly becomes the Vikings' best cornerback, which is kind of depressing to think about, but it is what it is. And also, it just goes back, paid Marcus Davenport $13 million to play in 3.5 games last year and play like 100 snaps. Okay, just lighten that money on fire, but you can't pay Stephon Gilmore less and just be like, nah. And also, the Vikings had less cap space last year, so we're going to be fine. It's going to be A-okay. Also A-okay. So, I don't know. Like, I feel like technology gets to the point where we're almost reaching the uncanny valley where that something is computer generated, but it looks really real, but it's so real that it's almost creepy, and your mind is just like, no. I feel like that's something in the back of our minds where we can determine reality from simulation. That will probably come in handy here pretty soon, even though we live in a simulation. But Vikes fan page, Justin Jefferson's Madden 25 face scan. I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like it's pretty solid. Like, I feel like with some of these video games, like thin goatees, sometimes it doesn't work out because a lot of guys like do have that thin goatee, but on the video games they end up looking like Steve Harvey with the mustache. No, but this one's pretty good. Yeah, we'll certainly take that. But also, please be okay. That's all I want, man. That's all I want. And I understand in some ways, like maybe I know we always look at the positives. We're like, oh, maybe it's good, but it's positive because McCarthy needs to sit for a year. Now, screw it. Screw it, man. Hopefully that knee's good to go. Hopefully he's going to be able to get out there, join practices, because that's going to be very valuable reps for him, especially if Darnold does start the full year. So light a candle. That's all, man. That's all, baby. But that's it. Vikings news dump for this beautiful Tuesday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.